Welcome back to the MicroLearning Institute. In this tutorial we look at a number of applications of IAS 37 provisions. In example 1 we look at how to calculate a provision in relation to a single event. In this example we're told that the ThirtySeven company issued a 1-year guarantee for faulty workmanship on a single item of specialist equipment that it delivered to its customer. At the company's year end, the company is being sued by the customer for refusing to replace or repair the item of equipment within the guaranteed period, as ThirtySeven believes the fault is not covered by the guarantee, but instead has arisen because of the customer not following the operating instructions. The company's lawyer has advised ThirtySeven that it is more likely than not that they will be found liable. This would result in the company being forced to replace or repair the equipment, plus pay court costs and a fine amounting to approximately $10,000. Based on past experience with similar items of equipment, the company estimates that there is a 70% chance that the central core would need to be replaced, which would cost $40,000, and there's a 30% chance that the repair would only cost about $15,000. So now let's look at how we deduce the value of the provision to be identified in this instance. IAS 37 gives us a process for assessing whether or not we should recognize a provision. The first question in this process is there a present obligation for 37? And the answer to that, of course, that yes, there is. Our legal advice has suggested that it is more likely than not that a present obligation exists. Now the next question IAS 37 asks us to consider is there a likely outflow of economic resources? And of course here it is likely that we will end up paying for this event. And finally IAS 37 asks us to consider is this likely outflow measurable with any reliability? And of course here again it is, because we have past experience. So as we can answer yes to all of these questions, then we provide. And IAS 37 says that when there is a single event, we provide for the most likely amount. So in this scenario, the provision would encompass the $10,000 in legal fees plus the $40,000, which is the more likely amount. It's 70% likely that we'll end up paying $40,000. So the $10,000 plus $40,000, so our entire provision totals $50,000 in this instance. Next we look at example 2, and this example is about how to identify and calculate a provision if we have a large population of events. In this example we're told that the company also manufactures small items of equipment which it sells via a retail network. The company sold 12,000 items of this type this year, which also have a 1-year guarantee if the equipment fails. Based on past experience, 5% of items sold are returned for repair or replacement. In each case, 1/3 of the items returned are able to be repaired at a cost of $50, while the remaining 2/3 are scrapped and replaced. The manufacturing cost of a replacement item is $150. So again, IAS 37 encourages us to follow the process. Is there a present obligation is the first question. And of course, yes, there is. We have a legal obligation because we've provided a 1-year guarantee. Next, is there a likely outflow? And yes, based on past experience, it will cost our company some money to restore or replace. And finally, is it measurable with reliability? And again, yes, based on past experience, we have some reliable indicators of what the costs are likely to be. So therefore, because we can answer yes to all of those questions, we provide. Now in this instance, because we have a large population of events, remember we have 12,000 events, we provide for the weighted average expected value. So this means we must do a short working. So again, in terms of the repair, now we've sold 12,000 items, 5% of them are likely to fail, and 1/3 of those can be repaired at a cost of $50. So the repair cost is $10,000. However, full replacement, another 2/3 of the 5% that fail, must be fully replaced at a cost of $150, and this will cost us $60,000. So the full amount to be provided in this instance is $70,000. Finally, let's look at example 3, an onerous contract. In this example, we're told that ThirtySeven has a contract to buy 300 meters of fabric from a company each month for $9 per meter. For each meter of fabric, ThirtySeven makes 1 shirt. Additional labour and overhead costs are incurred of $8 per garment, per shirt. Usually, ThirtySeven sells the garments for $20 per unit, but recently the market price has fallen to $14 per shirt, and it looks like the market is not going to improve. If ThirtySeven decides to cancel the fabric purchase within 2 months' notice, they must pay a cancellation penalty of $1,200 for each of the 2 months. Now, here again, IAS 37, we follow the process. Is there a present obligation? Yes. There's a contract which states that a cancellation penalty must be paid. Is there a likely outflow? Certainly there is. We must either pay this cancellation penalty or fulfill the contract. And is this likely outflow measurable with reliability? Yes, it is. Now, because this is an onerous contract now, we provide the lower of 2 values. The lower of either the unavoidable costs of fulfilling the contract, i.e. the delivering on the loss-making contract of delivering the shirts for 2 months, or the costs of cancelling the contract. So now we must look and see which is the lower of these 2 values. So again, our options are we either make the shirts or we pay the cancellation penalties. If we make the shirts, we will earn revenue from the shirts. We have 300 shirts at $14 by 2 months. We'll earn revenue of $8,400. But of course, it will cost us 300 shirts. Now it's $9 for the material, and it's $8 for labour and overhead. So it's $17 per shirt. So it will cost us $10,200. So we will have a net expense if we make the shirts of $1,800. If we pay the cancellation penalties, our net expense will be $1,200 per month for a 2-month penalty charge. That's $2,400. So again, in line with IAS 37, onerous contract, we provide the lower of the $1,800 or the $2,400, which of course in this instance is us creating a provision of $1,800. Thank you very much for watching this short tutorial from the MicroLearning Institute.